Daniel James was pretty good today. He's come back in. He scored what, 5 goals now? They're saying
in 9 games.
Yeah, and to be honest, I like the way he worked with Wan-Bissaka today. He worked very, very hard. I was quite pleased he scored his goal because it's very tough when you're at Man United with everybody's coming and going, all the stuff was going on for you to be there. It really kicks off for him at the start, and then it kind of like went a little bit cold. But like he seems to be getting it a bit now and getting some games, and I was quite pleased for him today.
OK, he was amongst the goal scorers then, and 4 down on this very pivotal Sunday that began with a big result for West Ham over Spurs. First time that David Moyes has got the better of Jose Mourinho. Leicester won again against Aston Villa, who didn't have Jack Grealish. Manchester City, 18 wins in a row, just 1 Raheem Sterling goal enough at Arsenal, and 3 goals and 3 points for Manchester United. Monday Night Football, remember, City, 18 wins in a row, just 1 Raheem Sterling goal enough at Arsenal, and 3 goals and 3 points for Manchester United. Monday Night Football, remember, Brighton, who still aren't out of the woods when you look at Fulham's recent form, at home to Crystal Palace. And then Tuesday Night Football for you as well, an early start at Ellen Road for Leeds against Southampton. So, normal service resumed in terms of the leaders. They are 10 clear. Manchester United go back to second on 49 points ahead of Leicester on goal difference. And as I say, it is West Ham United who occupy the other Champions League spot. They are 2 clear of Chelsea and suddenly 5 clear of the champions Liverpool and Everton. Newcastle, looking over their shoulders, still 3 points above the drop zone. Fulham, after that win against Sheffield United. Remember, Newcastle's final game this season is away at Fulham. Brighton will hope to add to their total tomorrow when they take on Palace. In fact, they could go level on points with Roy Hodgson's side if they win that game at the Amex. Well, they left themselves work to do in the second half. Manchester United.
That was a big 3 points tonight, very important points as well.
Yeah, very important. I think after Thursday we just wanted to capitalise on that, and I thought we did well today. We had a little bump after it went all, but we come out second half and regroup really and use the spaces down the side, and that's where we got the goals.
It's been a good week for you personally. A goal against Real Sociedad, another one tonight.
Yeah, you know what I mean. People said I haven't played so much recently, but just been working as hard as I can, doing everything I can when I do play, and yeah, it was nice to get minutes Thursday and again today. Yeah, so I've just got to keep working on that.
Yeah, people do say that because you made such a flying start, and then there was a dip, but now you've got 6 goals in 9 United and Wales games. I mean, that's a good turnaround. You're back on the up.
Yeah, I say it's a turnaround, but yeah, I think there was a moment last season maybe it wasn't performing as well as I wanted to. I think this season I'm just reflecting on that as much as I can, doing everything I can to reflect on my games. And yeah, I've just been working on the training ground as hard as I can.
That's it, just working on training ground. There's nothing they've told you to do. I mean, your confidence is back, we can see that, and the pace is there always.
Yeah, I think I kind of lost my way a bit. Wasn't playing the same as I did at the start of last season. So that's where I had to look at analysis, stuff like that. And you know what I mean, a lot of people, I've got the right people around me to talk me through that. As I said, been working with the coach on the training ground to try and get me back to myself, and I like to think I've got there.
In the first half, the team had to sort of shake off a bit of that Turian rust, I think. It took a while for United to find a rhythm. Yeah,
I'd say we had a little rusty start. We obviously got the goal and then conceded a goal that I mean, is disappointing for us. But as I said, we regrouped for half-time. We knew where the spaces were, and that's where I got my goal today. Do you know what I mean? We worked from one side, worked to the other, and got that goal. And you couldn't afford to throw away any more points. You know, too many draws lately, giving ground to others. Yeah, I think, do you know what I mean, 2-1 was still a risky game, and the game got a little bit up and down, and Marcus obviously won that pen, and Bruno kind of secured the win for us, but from then on we just had to keep the ball and, do you know what I mean, play into our hands. Oh, it's a great night. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And just to back up what he was saying there about his own personal form, now he's 5 in 13 this season after 4 in 46 previously to that. Interesting to hear him say, I'd lost my way and I've done some analysis work. And you can see, as you said, the improvement in recent weeks.
It's very, I think people don't realise how difficult it can be for someone like him to go from where he went from Swansea to someone like Man United and then start like he did. It was like unbelievable in respects of a hit the ground running start to his career. And there was only going to be one thing was going to happen. He was going to have a dip. And what you find when you're at a club of that size as well is how you get through that to come back to go again. And he said, you know, he's done a lot of, he's watched a lot of videos, he's done a lot of work. And like now, he's probably starting to get it a little bit. So you're hoping that he's going to get the opportunity to stay there so as he can see if he can stay at Man United. Because you hear people say about him, doesn't seem to fit in the Man United kind of player role. You know what I mean? But he looks like, to me, somebody who's willing to learn. And he seems to be getting it at the moment. So long may it continue for him.
Where are you up with that, with Dan James?
I think he's a confidence player. And I'm not too... I wouldn't be hanging my hat on confidence players, I must admit. Don't get me wrong, he's young and he can, he'll always improve, but, he looks to me like he lacks confidence sometimes. Then all of a sudden I see him, I think, wow, he's got ability, he's got pace, he's got lots of things that can turn a game. But then he looks as if he could just filter away for a while and go into the wilderness and need people around him to help him. I don't think he's mentally, really tough and got a lot of self-belief. I think he'll either be the best player for 3 or 4 weeks and then he'll take a little knock and you won't see him for 2 or 3 months type of player. So I just hope he can keep on top of that. Maybe, sports psychologists, things like that could be a help to somebody like him. Because, as I say, even in his interviews, I've listened to him for a couple of seasons now, he feels quite a timid type of player. And he's very talented, don't get me wrong, and I hope, he can overcome that sort of... because these players they're very up and they're very down. I've played with a lot of them in my career, where some players are got so much self-belief that even if they're a little low on confidence, they're still... ride the crest of a wave.
I think that if you're at a club like that, with the players that he's surrounded with, and he's got the kind of the coaches and that are going to give him the time and the experience that you get from being at a club like that with players that he's managing, like Nicky, but all those players that are in and around him have dealt with pressure and the pressure of being at a club like that. And those are the things that get you through it, is that he's learning, he's making sure that he gets it, what it's about being at that club, and then trying to find consistent performances. And I think that if you do that, the confidence will come with that.
Yeah.
And sometimes, though, Steve, sorry to just put in, but sometimes it can be going to a club like that and having these people that it can be a bit overawed by that situation. You're seeing these great players that have won leagues and things like that, and all of a sudden it's like, do I belong here? I came from Swansea, am I good enough? But then, of course, he'll go and score a couple of goals. It's like, yeah, I'm part of this. I feel it. And I just think his confidence is a little bit flimsy. He can be up and down. And I want to see him have a more consistent run of games.
Interesting. All I was going to say is you two have self-belief in abundance. Helps me through every show. It's very grateful. Talking of confidence, Dan James's finish was one of confidence in that second half.
Yeah, he said that they were looking for the spaces. And, he comes in at the back here with Jamal Lewis. I don't know what's happened with the left back. He's not picking him up. Maybe he's worried about Bruno, but he's just put his foot through that there. And that's all you can do from there. You get yourself in a position. I feel that Sam Maximum's got to get back there. So he's got to come and do something, but he doesn't. And now, he's just got to hit the target, and he's done very, very well.
Does he get an assist for that, right?
I think he probably does, yeah. He does get an assist for that.
A little deflection, he gets an assist.
Yeah. We know you love those assist tables, Michael.
They drive me mad.
Please for him there. Please for him.
That was a good finish, wasn't it? It was, and he was at the back post. He was just outnumbered at the back post. Manchester United had too many bodies, and Lewis had to go to what he would consider the most danger, and that was in the middle of the park, and it left him at the back post. And nice touch and finish, and so that'll give him another little boost.
So that was 2-1. Then there was a penalty for 3-1. What do we think about the awarding of this?
I didn't think it was a penalty personally. I thought it was a dive, and to put it bluntly. We're seeing this a lot, aren't we? Players diving. I don't know what he's doing there, like diving in like that, Willock. I don't think there's hardly any touch, and I think he goes down very easily, and I think it's a dive.
I think that's what it is now. That is the amount that you need to be touched to get a penalty now. I don't feel that when you look at the way he's touched him, it's enough for him to go over like he did. I think that the way penalties are given now and what they're given for with the contact, and that probably is a penalty, isn't it?
Are you satisfied Stuart Atwell and VAR's had a good look at that and still maintain the on-field decision?
Well, I think that what they've done, they've had a look at it and they've seen contact a little bit, and that's all you need to see now. I think I heard Jose Mourinho saying it now. Any little contact,
a modern penalty.
A modern penalty. The contact's conclusive. You can see it. Whether it's enough for you to go over like you do, it doesn't make any difference now. This is what This is what a penalty is nowadays.
They don't make it right. And it's not just, Rashford. We're seeing it all the time. Mo Salah is a regular player that goes down with the very faintest of touches. There's not, if it's consistent, then fine. I don't particularly like it, and I don't think we should accept that, you can see a tiny touch.
Yeah,
Come on. I mean, that's never, ever. That's